From community service to community property, Sheree ain't looking for a man, she's looking for an opportunity.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
Real House Girl shit, Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15, episode 1.
Well done, mama.
Y'all did a really good job on this first episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We are getting back to what Real Housewives of Atlanta was like about, like fun, shady moments, storylines that can, you can have other folks in it and it just continue on. And it's just fun stuff, not really heavy. I feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta actually just start to get more dark after the Phaedra situation and, lying and all the other stuff. I feel like after that, it just became way too much. But I really enjoyed this episode. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So we start off with the introduction to Sheree and Martel. And it just seemed like it was two good Judies like kikiing like at brunch. The chemistry was just not there. You can tell that this is a forced storyline for Sheree. That's why I said Sheree's not looking for no man per se. She's looking for an opportunity. She's looking for a storyline, and I feel like Martell is the storyline. Martell has a history. Martell has been talked about a lot. He's been dragged a lot for what he did on that reality show he was on. What was it? Married to Hamburger Land? I don't know what it was. I never really watched it, but I've heard things about him. And he's on here. He's something about his energy. He's a nice looking, like a very desirable, like black man. Like he's gym body down. Like when he was in the draws, I was like, I was moved a little bit. I was a little moist, but just him, his energy, even coming in, and the chef is there. He's like, oh, I thought it was about to be a thing, something like that. I thought we was about to get it in or something. I'm just like, why would you say something like that? I just don't think that was appropriate to say, especially with this like chef like there to offer her services, and you kind of like making it. And I just did not like that. Even if it was a joke, it was a disgusting joke. I didn't like that. But I have another conversation. I'm not gonna get into it too much. So Martell and Sheree are talking. They get into a conversation about like Kenya and the party for Ross, and Sheree brings up Kandi and Todd, and Kandi apparently has called Martell a clout chaser or an attention seeker. Kandi honestly, on Candi's like YouTube videos and her Instagram, when she talks, she is very real about what is going on. She really breaks the fourth wall when she's doing her reviews and stuff, because honestly, we all know what it's giving. Sheree's not interested in this man like that other than the storyline. She wants some stuff. Martell has his own like reality show that he was on and stuff, and I don't know if he's still on it, but it's just like, bringing somebody like controversial like that and bringing him on this show is just like, with Sheree, it gives her opportunity. Like, it's a clout chasing move, and Kandi called it what it is, and Sheree don't like it. Martell made the comment about, Todd and Kandi being short, and they got their own stuff to worry about as far as like, Todd is a clout chaser or attention hunt or whatever. It was just like something, I don't know. Down to earth as Todd is, he isn't always the person that folks love. He is the most like husband on the franchise. I don't think Martell making a comment or something like that is going to do well for him. Like, it's just not, because it's going to make things very awkward when they sit down. It's just like, no. Martell, you was like y'all bringing it, but it's not something long-term wise. It's not something long-term wise. Like folks say, oh yeah, Martell is bringing a mess. Yeah, but girl, like I don't see this lasting. I just don't see this lasting, especially when like, I ain't feeling it. It just don't never work out like that. But you're making a comment about Todd and stuff. I was like, girl, y'all are completely two different people. Todd is like a real supportive man that has his own thing. Martell, I don't know what you got other than taking thirst trap pictures on Instagram at your age. Like, do better. So we move on to the Kandi coded click. We get back to see our good sis Carmen. You ain't no damn family. Girl, I actually watched that episode yesterday in that clip, and I was hollering when Mama Joyce and Carmen got into it. That is one of the most funniest clips in Real Housewives of Atlanta history. Like, it is hilarious how Mama Joyce was going off like, you ain't no damn family. Baby Carmen was like, ooh, girl, I was screaming. So we at the Kandi Coded Factory, and Kandi is talking about everything that's been going on. Carmen is just like, update, and Don Juan is in, women's business per se. Don Juan is always like being just extra messy. Recently, since Don Juan is always in women's business and folks' business, I'm gonna bring up Don Juan's his marriage. Don Juan is married to this, I don't know, this white lady, this Asian woman. He shared some pictures. I would have never guessed that Don Juan was married. That's all I'm going to say. But apparently he's married to this woman, and yeah, it's cute for him. But Don Juan just to be so excited for the mess. I've been over Don Juan since the whole SWV thing when he was telling Courtney and what's that said? Who said that? Who said that? Don Juan. I did a whole review on all the episodes of Escape and SWV, or SWV and Escape, whatever the Diamond Sisters, whatever the hell the show is called. That was hilarious. So they talk about everything. Kandi is talking about like how she works too much, and she shared we saw the thing of Ace like kind of just wanted her there to help him with his homework or something. And this is something I see a lot with like celebrity parents and stuff who are very like quote unquote like wealthy and have money, that y'all lose so much time with your kids that I'm wondering, is it worth it? And I think some of y'all are honestly like greedy. I think some of y'all are either greedy or some of y'all are like, y'all spend so much money that you can't afford to miss, which doesn't make any sense. But like y'all be making big dollars, but y'all also be spending big dollars. And I'm not saying that Kandi is broke. I think Kandi is very good, but Kandi has a lot going on. And it really sucks that Kandi be doing all of these things. Yet her children have said several times to her, like, hey girl, like, you ain't spending no time with us. Like Riley has said, you got Ace saying, and I'm pretty sure if this baby gets a chance to start speaking clearly, she would probably say it too. It's like, Kandi, come on now, you gotta do something about this. And this is in like what's the name into your relationship with your husband. Your husband is saying like he wants to work on projects and you can't make time. Todd has allowed himself so much like time to Kandi in her dreams. And I'm not gonna pat Todd on the back necessarily for that, because I feel like that's something men should be doing, because women do it all the time for men. Like there's a lot of women who like let their dreams go to like help their husbands out or move or something. But Todd has been like a really good like husband, I feel like, to Kandi. Like, yeah, Todd has his moments like any other. No man, it's perfect by far, but I just don't like the fact that, Todd is asking for something and Kandi just doesn't seem to be putting it out like that. I don't get it. Kandi needs to stop. Like Kandi, like you need to like slow down. You're doing way too much. So Kenya and Manyetta arrive and they're sitting down and they're talking about Sheree and her man. Like, Manyetta said the streets been talking to her. She's heard some stuff about Martell. Kenya said, girl, honestly, he hopped in my DMs. We don't know what exact time that he hopped in her DMs. And honestly, I was kind of confused of that, because when you do receive a DM from somebody you've never messaged before, it does say like general or public or whatever, well, general or whatever, and you get to open the message, and then apparently Martell either deleted the message. You can't delete, but you can unsend the message. I was like, why would if the message was sent, you can't delete it back. Like it's still sent out. You can unsend it. So I'm wondering, is that what Martell did? But we didn't see that. I wish they would have showed it to us, because I'm like, what is it? Like, because you can reach out to somebody and send them a DM and it'll do the same thing. So I wondered, did he unsend it? I wish you would have took a screenshot of it to begin and just showed it to us. But she said she wants to tell Sheree that her man has reached out to her and had to try to talk to her or whatever. But we don't know. Martell could have just been, hey, I want to work on a project with you or whatever. But also Martell could have just sent her an email or whatever. But I don't know. Kenya also shares that she's been dating this white man. She's been having a good time. It makes her feel alive and all that other stuff. And honestly, I just don't care. I don't care about Kenya's love life. Honestly, I would prefer more moments with her in Brooklyn. But I just don't care about Kenya's love life. I just don't. Y'all can skip that, to be honest. So Kenya brings up that, I heard you and, Todd having a disagreement, and we get the first tear of the season. That's how you know it's going to be a good season. Kandi shedding a tear. So she was like, that Todd is doing stuff specifically to, annoy, Kandi, just like taking opportunities and stuff that's around the time they're supposed to be spending family time. And Kandi just like, hey, you doing stuff deliberately to get at me, and I don't like that. And you know what? I don't know necessarily if Todd is in the wrong. It's just like, I don't know. Tell me, do y'all feel like Todd is in the wrong doing that? It's just like I'm giving your attention. Like Kandi says, she can't figure out how to make time for all this other stuff and be there for Todd and his endeavors. So it's just like, girl, I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine. I know that stuff is petty, but now Todd seems to be having her attention and making her think about stuff like that. It's just like, Kandi, like I said, you have been able to do so much. You've built so many businesses. You've been able to build these restaurants and stuff. You're doing all these adventures. Like you got, you've been nominated for a Tony and something else and an Emmy, I think. Congratulations to her. Like Kandi is a very talented person. Like the spoof's honestly been hilarious to me. She need to win an Emmy or Tony for that because the spoof's been hilarious. But Kandi, like, you need to be there for your husband. I feel like you can just like sit back and help him out. Like I just don't like that. I don't like that at all. I just don't think that's cool. So she was crying. She said she don't like how, Todd is moving with that. And I'm just like, girl, what have you done to kind of fix this? And we find out like Kandi's not done anything. Like even her children again have said, girl, you don't be having time for us. So it's like, Kandi, you need to work on that. We've been talking about this for a minute, Kandi. Like, girl, fix it at this point. Fix it. We get to Sonia. Sonia got everybody and their mama living with her, and I guess that's her storyline. She has hired her brother-in-law, her sister's husband, to be her assistant. He's trying to be like a real estate agent or something. And she's like, hey, be my assistant. You can get around and mingle with folks in Atlanta and stuff. And, her sister just like, you don't understand boundaries. Like, you don't understand boundaries. You just working the hell out of my man. And, certain times you be asking us to do stuff and it's just like, it doesn't work. But, they living with her, so they can't necessarily say no or whatever. I don't know. This whole thing is kind of, I don't know. I'm not living in this type of house. I'm not living. I can't do it. That's a lot. Have your mama and your dad and your sister and your living in the house? Hell no. Instead of $100,000 on that party, you should have been giving that to them for a down payment on the house or paying their rent up for 2 years because ain't no way in the hell. I'm like, oh, girl, I couldn't imagine. Like, I can only imagine. Like, the house is nice. They have a beautiful home. I can tell they done decorated. She got that Housewives chick now. She can do some things, but yeah. And now they're talking about the party because she got dragged for that party she threw last season, and how it just gave Party City. But you know what? Honestly, this is kind of like some of the stuff that kind of like destroys a lot of the girls on Real Housewives of Atlanta because they have to spend more money that they bring in. The only person that I can justify spending $100,000 on the birthday party is Kandi. Like, that's the only person I can see spending $100,000 on the birthday party. I think a $40,000 budget was well within Sonya's right to like spend for her man. But $100,000 for a birthday party, like when that's probably almost like a quarter of how much you're making on Real Housewives of Atlanta, like per season. Like, y'all remember Real Housewives of Atlanta used to pay the girls close to $1 million. Like, I think Nene at one point was getting $1.2 million. I said 1.2. It was up there. It was a very high number. That was a while back though. And I think the highest paid now is Kandi. They said Kandi probably makes like $500,000 a season. Whoo, girl, like if Kandi is making like almost $500,000, that's low as hell, to be honest. Wow, I don't know. That's the reports that's been saying that Kandi makes $450,000 per season of Housewives. Jesus, things have gotten bad. But the ratings of the Housewives have fallen short. Like, they have fallen short. So, if Kandi's making this much, Sonia, you are the lowest paid. Doesn't mean that you're most irrelevant, but you are the lowest paid girl on the show as far as I'm holding the peach. And you spend $100,000, girl. I hope your ass come back next season. Girl, because the way folks drag you on social media, yeah, I don't know, girl. So we get to Marlo and her nephews. I honestly thought this was the best, like, part. Like I loved it. It was really, really moving. Marlo talking about they have a life coach, and this life coach is giving them, like, advice and kind of teaching them how to work with each other and gentle parenting. Marlo, I think this is the best thing for you, to teach folks how to be able to parent. Like, this is how you should be parenting. this is when you're dealing with stuff like that, because her kids have been through a lot. Her nephews have been through a lot. And it was a new environment for them. So they was going to act out. They were going to have situations and stuff. They seem like they're very caring, very loving. I love it. Not saying that they wasn't at first, but it seemed like things have gotten better. And I'm pretty sure that Marlo has responded to the backlash that she was getting when she said she kicked him out. But honestly, a lot of parents feel like that. A lot of parents feel like that at one point in time or something. Girl, I remember, my mama ain't never did nothing like that with me. But I remember when I told her I was gay, she threatened to put me out the house, girl. Child, that's some real stuff. Unfortunately, it happens with a lot of queer people. She threatened, but it never happened. But yeah, it's a thing. I loved it. I thought it was cute. I enjoyed this storyline, and I want to see more of Marlo and her nephews and this this different type of family environment that they have going on. I love it. So Sheree has a workout session. She invites Sonia, and we get into Sheree house is ugly as hell on the inside. I'm just so sorry. The decor, I done told y'all, Sheree got this big ass house. It's a huge mansion. And we get to this gym, and it looked like something that can be in a garage. I'm expecting, if you spending this much money on a house and a house this big, I'm expecting the gym to be looking like, bam, they're like a regular. It just looked, I don't know, which tells me that Sheree ain't got the budget. She ain't got the budget to do the things that she's supposed to be giving with the house this big. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's not giving. So her friend Courtney arrives, and they're talking while having a little lunch and stuff. And Courtney says that she knows of Kandi and that Kandi was around calling folks in the city trying to figure out who she was. And she was like, I don't know why she was looking for me, because she's worldwide. Why she's so concerned about me? And Sheree was just like, well, that's Kandi. Sheree shares that she not really messing with Kandi. She don't like the spoofs. The spoofs have been funny. I don't see what Sheree's issue with the spoofs are. It's not like Kandi is not out here poking fun at them that bad. She's just redoing funny moments. I wouldn't take that as shade. I would be laughing. Marlo laughed at it. She thought it was funny. She thought it was funny, the wig stuff, laugh at it, but Sheree has her own type of vendetta against Kandi. And honestly, Kandi and Marlo have been saying some some ugly stuff online about Kandi. Kandi's not showing her real life and what she got going on and da-da-da. I feel like Kandi does show her real life, and I'm tired of hearing about it, especially when it comes to those businesses and her not spending time with her family. I'm actually tired of that. I want her to fix it. So Sonia says she's inviting all the girls to the 40th for RHOA. She said she sent the invitation to Drew, but Ralph accepted it. He did the RSVP or whatever the hell it is. She said that she sent one to Drew, and Ralph was the one that accepted it and said, he was coming or whatever. Girl, mess. And Courtney's gonna come. And we gonna see she gonna have a conversation with Kandi. Okay? So we get to Ross's birthday party. Marlo looked amazing. Kandi was cute. Todd looked really, really good. I just want Todd to stop spraying on that permanent marker on his hairline. Todd, you Asian, it's okay. We love the gray beard. Stop. Men, stop spraying that Beijing shit on y'all hair. I understand why y'all do it, because it looks good on camera, because actually I had a guy do it to me when I went to LA to film this podcast that's coming out sometime. I don't put that shit on my head. I don't want it. Girl, my hairline going out, she disappearing, certain part I'm aging, it's okay. It's okay. I want to look as authentic as person on the camera. I'm not trying to gotta fix everything. Y'all ain't gonna do that to me. Y'all ain't gonna do that to me. I'm just not gonna be doing that. But Todd looked good. Kandi looked good. I ain't like that wraparound. I'm gonna do a wraparound. I ain't like that wraparound. Like she about to go to bed. Like she was tying her hair up to it looked like she had did. What's that thing that y'all do? I don't know. It's like a press or something. I can't think of what it was. You get your hair done, you wrap it around. I ain't like it, Kandi. But she looked cute. Kenya's outfit was a chop. I was actually surprised because Kenya normally be dressing down for something like this. It was a chop. It just was not good. Also, I hate these, I hate Candace's confessional. With that blue background. Oh my God, please stop. But these confessionals look a little cheap. I can tell the budget she kind of shaky. I can tell the budget is kind of shaky, but I'm not really surprised because they got to cut some stuff because they're not making as much money off of like ads and stuff because the ratings have went down. But you know, Candace, terrible. I love the crystal staircase thing. I thought that was cute. I thought this like, okay, y'all freshening up, like y'all giving us something. I said, okay, I can vibe with this. So y'all being strategic with the budget. But I can tell the budget has been chopped. Like, I don't think everybody else can be able to tell. I actually saw somebody who said that the budget was up. I was like, no, the budget just went down. But y'all are doing a good job. So everybody's there. Sanya and Ross come out of the cafeteria doors. Girl, when I came out the doors, I was like, girl, we finna we on lunch after fifth period. I was like, girl, I hate these doors so much. They had them folk push up. I said, the door should have been like this. But I mean, I get it. Every venue is different. That's not something, but it just looked funny to me. But it was a cute venue. It did look like a cute venue. The whole thing looked good. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I just wouldn't have spent no $100,000 on that. Like, but you know, and Sonia, girl, you look good in this confession. I like this little Mugler like thing that you got on. Your hair look good, but I did not like this what you walked in and like I ain't like it. You and Ross, like y'all didn't give it extravagant for y'all to be spending $100,000. I guess y'all must have took some money out the wardrobe budget. Cause I did not like Ross Inspector Gadget white suit. Like it was giving. Ross had walked out there with his fine ass looking like a helicopter was about to come out their hat. I just. Girl, just did not. He was giving Inspector Gadget with there. It wasn't like pressed. It was wrinkles in the back. I said, "Oh, girl, like y'all. That's where the budget went to." But they look good coming out speaking to everybody. Girl, not this review being long. What's this? Courtney is speaking to Marlo about the drama with Kandi and all this other stuff. And Marlo, oh girl, you need to go talk to her. We need to have a conversation about this. Kenya is talking to folks and she's just like, hey, I'm gonna tell, what's name about, like, what's name DMing me, like Martell DMing me, I'm gonna have a conversation. So Sheree coming in with Martell. They look good, I guess. They looked okay. Kandi is asking Kenya, do you think it's for real? Do you think it's about the D or whether it's more about the D? And I think like in that moment, Kandi's just like, it seems like it's just clout chasing situation. Baby, let me tell you something. Kandi is the clout police this season and I don't blame her at all. So Kandi meets Courtney through Sanya and they're talking and they're like, hey girl, da, da, da. And Kandi like, okay girl, I know you. I'm like such and such. We've seen each other before. And then Courtney just does the absolute most. Like, yeah, and I heard that you was out here trying to look for me and say we was friends. And da, da, da. And Kandi's like, girl, what's going on? Like, you trying to say on clout? I don't know what. Courtney just looks like she's thirsty for the camera. Courtney looks like, when she was pouring that champagne at Sheree's house, I said, oh girl, the way something about her, she wants attention. She wants to be on camera so bad that she looks uncomfortable in front of the camera. It just gave very, very thirsty. And for a new girl, come in with some fun energy. Don't be trying to do too much. Come in with like fun energy. Just like, hey girl, I like to have fun. But some of y'all just be doing too much and it just don't show up well. I just don't know. It's just not authentic. So the conversation goes left. The way Courtney was moving and talking to Kandi, I am not surprised Kandi was about to pop off on her. The way she was moving, like I had the clout chase and she kept bopping and stuff, and you do not talk to Kandi with your hands. Like the girl watches the show. She knows. So you should know Kandi don't like folks talking and like with the hands, girl. The same stuff happened with Cynthia and what's her name? Cynthia's sister. Like, I don't like folks all in, like, especially if it's confrontational, like if it's like us, like it's not a fight, it's not an argument, but it's like the energy. That's why Kandi had to check the energy. She said, but what's this energy? Because the energy was given that she was like angry, and it's just like, I'm in defense. And I think Kandi did a really good job of saying, hey, what's the energy given? Because girl, you doing a lot. So girl, it was a lot, and girl, she was like, and I don't have to clout chase. And Kandi was like, girl, like what, you do it again, you doing it again. She was like, nah, nah, nah. Baby, Kandi said, I'm gonna headbutt this bitch. I was like, Kandi would have had every right to, because homegirl was doing the most. Now, what I did love is that Todd was on the side. The whole time that was going down, Todd was on the sidelines, ready to jump in to defend his wife at any moment or pull her back. He's a good man, Savannah. That's why I be telling Todd is a good man, Kandi. He's a good man. I love some Todd, like when he doing right. So it's about to go off. It's a lot. Over on the other side, we got the whole situation going on with Sheree and Martell and Kenya. And Kenya's just like, hey girl, this man DM me, and you know, Sheree like, okay girl, let me see it. Let me see the DM. I don't blame Sheree for saying, hey girl, let me see the DM. Like, let me see it, because you're gonna bring this mess to me. Let me see the receipts, because this is a TV show. Sometimes y'all be making stuff up, so let me see the receipts. Sheree said, okay, matter of fact, let's just go talk to him. Let's talk to him. Sheree said, girl, he right here. Let's just have a conversation with him, period. Like Sheree said, let's get the BS out the way. Let's go ahead and have a conversation about it. I don't blame Sheree at all for feeling like that. It's going to be even more drama next episode. It seems as though Kenya is going to be cursing out Martell because he cursed at her. So you got that going on, and I wonder what's going on with what's her name, with Kandi and Courtney. Interesting in that. I screamed at Marlo saying, girl, Marlo went to the back like, ooh, is this how it be? Ooh, like she was over there leaning back. That was so funny to me. Marlo, this is what we love. This is what we want. This is what we want. Marlo having these funny moments that are just like cute, like today drained me. That's what Marlo should be focusing on. Marlo should be focusing on that, like being Marlo, but taking jabs at Kandi, being petty. It's just like, girl, it's not working for you, sister. But these are my thoughts on Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl. Tell me what y'all think. Let me know in the comments what y'all thought about the first episode of season 15, and I'll talk y'all later.